Hello you guys. So I am starting another tutorial video and this time is about how to improve the resolution on pictures taken in Second Life. As you can see, I already have a picture which I took inside the platform and cropped. Remember, if you need a quick recap, cropping can be done with the button here, crop tool or C, and then just crop the picture and adjust and remove the extra bits of the picture that you don't need. This is going to be a really quick tutorial because improving the resolution of the pictures is rather simple and it can be done in 2-3 easy steps. Of course, with pictures and in Second Life, it depends, and pictures in general, uh, the the end result depends a lot on the amount of work that you're willing to put into it. So with that said, I'm going to just show a few quick steps and let you take over from there. So the first thing that we're going to do, I've already cropped the picture and liquefied just to avoid some of the pokey, bony corners that you usually get on mesh bodies when you're taking a picture. So the picture is already ready to be worked on because the focus of the tutorial is not that previous work, but what we're going to be doing now. What we do at this point, we're going to duplicate the layer by right-clicking on the layer, duplicate layer, we create a copy, and then we're going to go to filter, other, and then high pass. High pass will highlight highlights and dark areas of the picture on a gray layer. What this will do when you change it to soft light will basically eliminate any midtones and just mainly highlight the white tones and the black tones. So what this does is just bring some added resolution to the picture. You see it? It's really straightforward. But I'm still not happy with how this looks. So there's an extra step that you can do, which is very similar. You create a new layer on layer or Shift Control N. You change the resolution to soft light, the layer type, sorry. And then you're going to go to edit and fill. And you're going to do this with 50% gray. Normal, 100%. What this will do is apparently nothing, but since we had already changed the layer to soft light, if you put it back to normal, you see that it's just a plain gray layer. We change this to soft light, and then what we're going to do is saturate and highlight areas of the picture where we want to bring out details. We're going to start with this burn tool, and with a soft brush, okay, it always needs to be a soft brush, otherwise if you do a hard brush you will be able to see the edges of the brush. You're going to do midtones because shadows is going to be too dark and highlights is going to be too soft, so midtones it's always preferable, but again you can experiment and see what you like. I put the exposure to 20% because it will allow me to airbrush the picture. Once we've done that and we've adjusted all of this with this included, okay, what we are going to do is start drawing or saturating the shadows. So what we are basically doing here, it's making the shadows already existing in the picture pop. We're going to do this super quick. Okay. To increase and decrease the size of the brush, remember that you can do it with the right bracket key, you increase it, and with the left bracket key, you decrease the size. It's a quick shortcut if you don't want to be looking down at the keyboard all the time. Okay, so what we're doing at this point, we're delicately going. Now what happens when you increase the resolution of a picture or bring details is that the jagged lines of the nose on Second Life skins can be seen. So what I normally do at this point is just blur the tip of the nose. We go back to the main layer, and then we're going to blur those lines. Mhm. We're going to do the same with the high pass layer. If you're going to be doing a lot of things on the layers, on the actual picture, you may want to rename the layers. You can do this with F2 or double clicking on the name. You change the name to high pass, and then the same here with shadows. Shadows. Okay. So we go into our shadows layer. Once we've done the blurring on the jagged lines on the high pass layer as well, we'll go back to the shadows and go back to our burn tool. And we continue bringing out details. See, you're going to do this very gently because, as I always say, any retouching that you do on a picture, it needs to be subtle and delicate enough that looks good, but it doesn't look overdone. If people can see that you've done something, it may be too much. Okay, so we continue doing this. Okay, bringing out the resolution on the shadows on the lips, on the lower lip and the chin. You know, this space here that has a little shadow, the jawline, the upper lip, cheekbones. Okay, do a quick brush stroke on the already existing shadows on the collarbones. Okay, with that done, we're going to zoom out. We are going to fit on screen, and then we're going to continue working on the shadows. Like anything that doesn't need excessive detail, you can do very quickly by just airbrushing. I would say if you're serious about Second Life photography or Photoshop in general, like getting a drawing tablet, you can find those on Amazon for like 40, 50 quid or dollars, 60, 70. They're not that pricey, and there are Wacom models and other ones that will get the job done. It's a lot easier than doing all of this with a mouse, but it can be done. It just takes a little bit more time. Select the pen tool. Okay. So we're just bringing out the shadows on the bulge, on the strap. So see what we're doing with this layer and with saturating with the burn tool is just bringing out details that are already there. We're not drawing anything new. Okay. Do the chest as well. Some shadowing in here. Biceps. The elbow area. The fingers. Okay. Once you're done with that, and when you're happy with the results, see, you're going to do the same with the highlights. Okay. I'm going to bring out muscles. Okay. I'll do a few strokes so you can bring out the highlights. This will be the same midtones exposure at 13%. Usually the midtones and the exposure on the highlights is a little bit less because white can be a harsher saturation than the dark one. So we'll do the 6-pack. Okay, just quickly showing what a difference this makes. Okay, the rest and the biceps and the chest. Bring out some of that natural light. Adam's apple, neck muscles, collarbones. Okay, see? Once you're happy with that, you are going to zoom in on the face, and then we're going to do some delicate highlighting. We're going to do the lips, the upper lip, the nose. Again, as I say, just to make it very realistic, don't draw anything new. Just airbrush what's already there. With the cheekbones, which is kind of like the door to the face, I always do what we call a triangle. So I'll do a triangle with the brush. See? The upper lip, maybe a little bit more on the cheekbone, and on the chin, forehead. By doing this, you can actually bring out the details and bring details of the face, like really frame it. Okay. Add a little light on the crease and on the upper crease of the eye, on the nose. Okay, with fingers. Do the same with the veins to make them pop. Okay, the nipples, for example. I'm gonna make it fit on screen. Now, what I normally do at this point, once I'm satisfied with the results, what I'll normally do at this point is Shift Control Alt E, which is stamp visible. So this will create a layer with all of the visible layers. And then I will do the sharpen tool. Again, at 50%, you don't want it too strong. And with a soft brush, you're going to go into the face, and then you're going to, with one or two passes of the brush, you're going to bring out details like the freckles on the face, maybe a little bit of the lips and the upper lip, a little bit of the nose, the chin, the Adam's apple, the nipples, and some of the pores already existing on the skin. This happens a lot. Okay. So make the veins pop with a little sharpening. Again, as I always say, this is all about experimenting and trying a few passes on the body with whatever you feel comfortable with. Okay, once you're happy with that, go to image, image size, and then resize it. I took the picture as I previously advised on the previous tutorial at a height of 6,000 and a width of 3,000 on constrained proportions on the viewer. And then I've cropped the picture so I have a visible area of 1,961 pixels. I'm going to reduce the height to 2,000 with constrained proportions. Okay. 100%. This will still keep the resolution of everything we've done and make it a more friendly sized picture that you're going to load to Flickr, back to Second Life, to Facebook, etc. At this point, I've placed both pictures side by side so you can see the before and after. This is the raw shot and this is the after with all the work we've done. So you can see that a lot of the smaller details like the pores and the nipples and the face shadowing have been reworked to bring it out and make it pop. Um, the more you do, the better it will look. But this is just a quick tutorial on how you can make a quick change, a quick dramatic change to the pictures. All right, I hope you found this tutorial useful. Thanks for watching. If you would like to see anything particular future in future videos on how to do certain stuff, just leave a comment below and I'll get right on it. Thanks for watching.